I could do it. Browns quarterbacks, and this actually will circle back to quarterbacks. But before we go there, how about Browns receivers? Because I really think that the Browns missed an opportunity to help their quarterbacks even more. On the good side of the list is adding it to the offensive line. Kevin Zeitler at guard, J.C. Treater at center. That's got to help. Secondly, I think that they even helped themselves a little bit with tight end. Dave Njoku, this should be a really good tight end piece. Seth DeValve, I think that will help them. But when it came to wide receivers, I expected more, because basically what they did is they traded Terrell Pryor for Kenny Britt. They offered Terrell Pryor the same contract that Kenny Britt signed, which is $32 million with like $18 million guaranteed. Pryor turned it down. They gave it to Britt. Pryor's agents thought he's going to get all this money. He ends up signing a one-year deal with Washington. Now, my feeling was this. Okay, if you don't want to get into the thing with Pryor and you thought it was a mess, you could still go out and get another veteran receiver. They elected not to do that. You know, they're hoping that Corey Coleman comes back. And I tell you, I hope he does too, but this guy's been battling, just seems like, all kinds of injuries ever since he came to the Browns. He was their first-round pick in 2016, hamstring injury, then he ended up with a broken hand, and this is all last year. Then in training camp this year, it seems like he hurt his ribs, I'm talking about the mini camps, and then seemed to have that hamstring issue again. You know, then you go into the other receivers, Jordan Payton. This is a guy they drafted in 2016, and he was suspended for 4 games for PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs. Rashard Higgins, who I happen to like some, but I'll tell you, he showed nothing last year. They're excited about Ricardo Lewis, who at 6'2" and 220, he looks like one of those big receivers. And that's one thing I do like about Kenny Britt. He's got the big receiver size. But Lewis, Payton, Coleman, you just look at these guys here, Higgins, there's nobody who's really done anything in the NFL. You know, Renal Hall is a guy named Renal Hall that is an undrafted free agent. They liked him a little bit last year, but at the end of training camp, he broke his leg. So maybe, just maybe, I'm hoping sometimes towards the end of training camp, a veteran receiver is cut or something like that. They're at least one receiver short. And I hope they find somebody else, because guess what? Good receivers will help your quarterbacks a whole lot.